Good morning. I got your top energy stories for the third week of March 2021. In the first story, GM President Mark Royce said last week at a virtual conference that the company is going to evolve its battery technology towards a lithium metal for its next gen. And it's entering into a partnership with Massachusetts-based Solid Energy for development and production of that new technology. The goal is to manufacture pre-production batteries by 2023 with greater energy densities, facilitating savings in both weight and space, and ultimately getting vehicles to a range of perhaps 500 or 600 miles. The company also intends to utilize a wireless battery management technology so that it can more easily integrate new battery tech on a go-forward basis. In order to accelerate that type of domestic innovation, the Biden administration's Department of Energy intends to devote billions of dollars to new EV and battery R&D through its Loan Program Office. In part, this is a strategic move to claw back some presence from China, which has taken the leadership role and dominates the multi-trillion-dollar clean energy tech market. Estimates are that China controls up to 70% of EV battery manufacturing today, with North America at about 10%. Globally, there are 142 battery megafactories under construction, with only 9 in the United States. So more R&D money might help pivot that back in our direction. The U.S. government is also beginning to move faster, finally, in offshore wind, with the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management completing analysis of and approving the 800-megawatt Vineyard Wind project off the coast of Massachusetts. Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for Land and Minerals Management, Laura Daniel Davis, indicated, quote, "The U.S. is poised to become a global clean energy leader." She specifically was looking at offshore wind. So it's not a mystery where the Biden administration is coming from these days, and somewhat of a change from the previous 4 years. Vineyard Wind has been caught up in 3 years of reviews, but now it's nearly go time, with financial close expected in the second half of this year and actual commissioning of that project by the end of 2023. Across the globe, VW is just starting to ramp up its EV production on its new MEB platform, but it's also starting to look at end of life, what to do with those used batteries, and how to reclaim the materials. It announced last week it will soon amp up a process to reclaim materials from used EV batteries, and it's initiated a pilot battery recycling program in Salzgitter, Germany. That facility can recover up to 95% of the lithium, nickel, cobalt, and manganese raw materials in the batteries, and VW claims the plant can handle 3,600 battery packs a year. That's actually not that many. It's going to have to dramatically increase its capabilities to deal with the volumes of batteries that are starting to come back in the next 5 years or so. VW joins Tesla, Nissan, and BMW among the OEMs that are focusing on recycling as one way to access a stream of battery inputs for the future. And speaking of Salzgitter, Germany's Salzgitter AG, one of Europe's largest steel producers, is piloting a near carbon dioxide-free wind-to-hydrogen steel plant with the commissioning of a $60 million wind-powered hydrogen project with partners E.ON-owned Avicon and Linde, the industrial gases giant. The Wind H2 project will see green hydrogen generated on site at the steelworks using electricity from a 30-megawatt wind farm and 2 Siemens 1.25-megawatt electrolyzers turning water into hydrogen and oxygen. The goal is to gradually replace the carbon in iron ore smelting in its 3 blast furnaces in operation at Salzgitter. The transformation to clean the industry is expected to be a lengthy process, with expectations that it could reduce CO2 emissions by around 95% ultimately by 2050. There's a long way to go on this one. But since the steel industry is the largest industrial coal user on the planet, success really matters here. Well, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week.